Hey folks, in this module we're going to talk about hydration and talk about water. Now, we all know water is important for us. We know we need it on a daily basis, but I'm just going to talk about how beneficial it can be when it comes to fat loss. Now, there are three ways I think that water, even though it's not actually going to burn more calories as such, it can assist with fat loss and assist when you're trying to lose weight. The first way that can happen is that if you replace some of the drinks that you normally consume that might have calories in them, such as orange juice, such as sugary drinks, if you replace these things with actual water, you are therefore taking away calories that you normally consume and replacing them with something that has 0 calories in them. The second way that it can help with fat loss is that if you fill your stomach with liquid, such as water, it therefore is not going to be as hungry. You're not going to be as hungry because you're full. A nice little hack when it comes to dieting that I suggest to people is so that they don't overconsume at a meal is to actually drink a large glass of water before your meal, because therefore you're filling your stomach with something straight away. And the third way that water can help when it comes to fat loss is that if you're dehydrated, one of the symptoms obviously of dehydration or lack of fluids, a lack of water in your system, is being lethargic, being tired. And a lot of the time when we are tired, we associate it with being hungry, and we associate snacks, or we try to grab something that's quite sugary that's going to give us this boost of energy, when a lot of the time it's actually down to not having enough water in our system. So by being adequately hydrated, we are therefore going to keep energy levels up, and we're not going to be as lethargic, and therefore we're probably not going to eat as much. So they're the three reasons why I think hydration is super important. My recommendation is roughly 2 to 3 liters, but it does depend on your context, where you're actually living, your environment. If you're living in a hot country, obviously you're going to be sweating that bit more, so you're going to need more water than somebody living in a cold country. So it's very important that you are hydrated. When it comes to your training, again, being adequately hydrated before your training session is super important. Again, because if you're not adequately hydrated, you're going to be more tired. You're not going to get the best from your training session. If your training session is not the best, therefore you're not going to tear more muscle fibers. You're not going to progress in your weights in your session. You're not going to then be burning more calories in your actual training. So how do you know if you're hydrated? Well, the easiest way to know is when you go to the bathroom. When you go to the bathroom, it's clear, then you know you're adequately hydrated. However, if it's yellow and it smells, therefore you need to, I think, drink some more water. So top tips in relation to drinking water, because a lot of people find it difficult. The first thing I would say is invest in one of these. These are a little beaker or anything like this. Super easy to carry around. If you're a teacher, you have it on your desk, and I would suggest that you leave it in school. I know myself, when I used to take them home, I would leave it at home and I would forget about it, and therefore I would be probably dehydrated that day. So buy one for your classroom or for the staff room that's kept in school at all times. And you can just sip on that, fill it up a couple of times throughout the day, and you sip on that. Another handy thing just to get in the habit of, first thing in the morning, drink a pint of water. I actually drink 2 pints of water very first thing in the morning. It gets my brain switched on, and it's become such a habit now that I'm automatically getting that water in straight away. And another tip is before your meals, have a glass of water, or make sure you drink a glass or a pint of water with every meal, because then if you eat 3 or 4 times in the day, you're having another 4 pints of water on top of the water you had in the morning, and then the water you're sipping on during your workout, and the water you're sipping on at work. So therefore you're getting enough in throughout the whole day. Finally, just a top tip in relation to alcohol and caffeine. Both those two things are diuretics. They are going to leave you dehydrated. When it comes to hangovers, that is the primary reason why you have a hangover, why hangover occurs, whether it's a headache, nausea, whatever it is. That's come down to the fact that you're actually dehydrated. So on a night out, my top tip would be to drink a bottle of water or a glass of water between every 2 drinks, so you're getting adequately hydrated. Or at the end of the night, make sure you drink maybe 2 pints of water before you go to bed. And another thing you could do is drink a mixer like a soda water or even a tap water with your actual drink if you like that, because again, you're getting the hydration from that. Same with coffee. Whether it's tea, if you're getting tea, you are getting some water with that, a lot of water, so it's kind of balancing itself out. And with caffeine, the same thing. But what I always recommend is drink a glass of water with your coffee drink. As the phrase goes, hydrate before you caffeinate. I don't know if you've heard that, but that is something that's out there in social media. But it is a nice way to remember things. Glass of water with your coffee or your tea, you're adequately hydrated throughout the day. So hopefully that helps, guys. Again, it's important to stay hydrated, not only for fat loss, but just for general health, energy, mood, and all those things that we want to be on top of every single day of the week. Stay tuned for the next module.